Now, fireworks are the cornerstone of this 4th of July holiday, and of course, there's a real sense of danger. And in fact, there's been a troubling rise in fireworks-related injuries. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, nearly 15,000 people were treated in emergency rooms last year for fireworks-related injuries. 11 of those injuries were fatal. 37% of the injuries were burns, 22% were to the head, face and ears, and 36% were to the hands and fingers. Several incidents have been reported in just the last several days, including this one. It's Simi Valley in California. Just look at that house. Authorities say one person died after a fireworks display exploded inside the garage of someone's home. For more on what we need to know to avoid that, we've got TNT fireworks safety expert James Fuller. James, I would argue that you have one of the coolest jobs in the business there in Dallas, but of course we want everyone to be safe. You know, I saw some viral video of a woman with a fireworks item in her hand and it blew up in her face. She fell over before she could place it anywhere. Just help remind everyone how to stay safe and perhaps why we're seeing such a jump in injuries related to fireworks.
Well, thank you, and happy 4th of July to everybody out there, and thank you for having us on. We're a family-owned company, and any injury that happens, we know is one too many. I'm going to give you some really really easy tips to stay safe and have a wonderful 4th of July without the risk of a potential injury or a fire. First and foremost, you've got to stay legal. And you notice I said the word stay. And what I mean by that is where you buy your product and then where you're going to use your product may not have the same laws. So make sure you check your local listings for where you're planning to have that product so you can stay legal. Second, make sure you be safe. There's some really simple steps we can talk about here in a bit that can keep you safe, keep your spectators safe, and have a wonderful time enjoying your fireworks. Finally, you got to act with responsibility. Take care of your neighbors, take care of the environment, and make sure you properly dispose of that product. Happy to give you some tips on that as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about that now. We were just looking at the screen about a proper ignition source, and it's interesting with so many people on the roads this weekend. I know on long trips through places like Virginia, you'll see these massive fireworks companies try to get you to buy as much as possible no matter where you're headed. So folks may be tempted to do that right now, but you're saying make sure that where you're heading to, it's legal to ignite those types of fireworks. So remind us about that and speak more about having a proper ignition source.
Well, that's right. And if you have any questions about that one, you can always look at your local website. They're going to give you great information. But if you're going to a licensed, reputable dealer, which is the only place you should buy fireworks, they're going to be real helpful to you as well as knowing those restrictions. Now, you mentioned proper lighting. Now, most people are going to default to what? That cigarette lighter or maybe some stick matches, maybe a fireplace lighter. I'm a former firefighter. I'm going to encourage you not to do that. I'm going to show you this. This is a punk. We probably have all seen these. They're very much like the incense we would have in the home back in the day. They burn with a very light ember, but what's most important about these is the distance that it's going to give you between your body, your hands. Number one area where an incident might happen is the hands or fingers. It's going to keep that distance away from the fireworks so you can light it, vacate that area, and be safe. So go ahead and take the time, use these punks. If you didn't pick one up at your local store on your way, there are thousands of TNT booths. You tell them James Fuller sent you by, I'll give you one for free. That's how important this is.
Okay, so that's called a fire pump. I actually didn't know that existed, so folks should ask for that right away. You know, speaking of viral videos, there's another video I saw of a family on their front lawn in the suburbs. The kids are out, there's a baby in a little baby machine or whatever you call them, and one firework goes off, and somehow, some way, it tipped over, and then all the fireworks exploded. They had to pick the babies up and run. Help people remember almost to plan for something to go wrong so that you can stay safe. Like what happened in that situation and how can people prevent that?
Well, that's right. And I think a lot of folks saw that. That was social viral, coming a little viral. And boy, what an incident. Luckily, there weren't anybody injured in that incident, but there was another socially viral piece last year that we'll speak about. That's right. They were using one of these, a rocket launcher, pretty common, and people love them. They're a great value. But what you need to be careful with, and what I want to encourage you with, if you're going to use one of these devices, you shouldn't use one of these devices without two more options. And that is either a couple of rocks, couple of bricks, or sandbags, because these can, at potential, tip over. I also want to speak to you about the importance of that using that pump, because what we seem to find in the data is oftentimes the vacate, when you light that fuse, it gets you a little nervous and you tip it over. That's what happened to that particular incident in Texas. So always block and brace any item that has a propulsion device to it. That's important. And number one number one requirement of a safe location is water source. Number two is a flat surface. So make sure you're using a flat surface and you're blocking that product, especially if it has a propulsional device like this. That's going to prevent any type of a potential situation where you have a tip, a fire off, and then it lights a cat fireworks.
James, this advice could truly save someone's life this weekend. I really appreciate you making time there in Dallas for us. And it was a baby bouncing chair. I don't know why I said machine. I don't have a baby, but baby bouncing chair. Everyone out there, stay safe. And James, enjoy your 4th of July. Thanks for being with us.
Same back to you. Thank you so much.